We're live on TikTok and YouTube, Facebook, and Instagram. Glad to be back on all the platforms. Please bear with me. It will be difficult to answer all y'all's questions, but I'll try my best. Okay, I'll certainly try my best. So, but if you do have any questions, welcome to drop it in the in your chat box. All right, I'm here to share insights. If you're new to the channel, please let me know. I'm always interested on where y'all watching from. All right. So if you are new to the channel, let me know. Let me know where you're watching from. If you're a first timer, especially. Also, okay, there's a lot going on. There's a lot going on with immigration, as you know. It's either at customs, maybe delays waiting for your visa interview abroad outside America, delays for your interview in America for adjustment of status, or maybe you got a request for evidence. Maybe you got received a notice of intent denied. Look, if you're wondering, especially if you filed it yourself and you're like, well, I don't know, you don't know exactly like when you need an attorney, right? I'm here to share with you. Okay. It doesn't have to be us. It'd be our pleasure to help you here at Green Card Guys. But it is especially when you receive requests for evidence, a notice of intent deny, or even a denial letter. Yes, some people can be denied, even if you have what you believe a marriage certificate, of course, a recorded marriage certificate. And some of y'all think like I've been told like, oh, that's enough. No, it's not enough. So you definitely need more evidence than just a marriage certificate. And please know if you're going to hire a lawyer or contact one, get your shit together and do it as soon as possible. As soon as you receive the letter in the mail or in your online USCIS account. Okay, don't wait. Don't wait on it because, and I truly appreciate everyone that has has contacted us about this. But if you contact an attorney, let's say about 1 week left, more or less, there's just not enough time. There's not enough time for your attorney or law firm to help you. Of course, I'm sure they could try the best, but most attorneys would probably say no. They can't even represent you. So sooner than later, folks. Okay. Yes, you're welcome to ask a question in the comment section. You certainly don't actually have to tell me you have a question. Just go ahead and straight and ask it. Okay. Now I know that some of you might say like, "Oh, you have a quick question." Your question could be quick, but my answer is typically a little bit longer, as I do prefer to, if I can, provide an in-depth answer. But this social media, we're trying to go rapid fire. Okay. Now I do have to tell you, this is, of course, my ethics rules tell me I have to tell you that this is entertainment and educational purposes only. So if you do want legal advice specific to your situation, we do recommend you schedule a session with our team. Okay. And I can show you how to do that later if you want to know. All right, Phoebe. Phoebe on TikTok asked, what are the rights for ESTA visitors at the airport? Example, phone searches, social media, etc. So it's regardless if you have ESTA visa or ESTA, like it's technically visa waiver, or people who have the B1, B2 visitor visa, or people who are residents. Okay. People who are conditional residents or permanent resident, and even some citizens. At the end of the day, customs, border protection agents at the airport, they unfortunately, for better or worse, okay, they have the right to search your phone. Now, of course, I do recommend you for example, turn off your Face ID, okay? Because if they somehow get a hold of your phone, whether you want to give it to them or not, and they grab it, all they have to do is just turn it to your face, right? And then it just unlocks it. So might want to turn that off. I mean, there's a couple things you could do. Okay, there's a couple things. Here's a couple tips. You could either, in addition to turn off the Face ID, all right, you can delete some of the social media apps. Okay, you can because you can always re-download it. The thing is, I think some people are like concerned to to delete it because they're thinking, oh, like maybe the password or something. Just delete it. Save the password somewhere else, obviously. Um, and then also your WhatsApp. Y'all gotta be careful with WhatsApp, because WhatsApp is where you probably hold whatever like chat signal, any of those type apps. You want to be mindful of that too. Okay, so yeah, you basically don't have any rights. They can check your social media. They can't, but that's the thing. If you have the apps on the phone, right? So if you don't have the apps on your phone, it's going to be proved to be a little bit more difficult for the agent. They don't necessarily have that much time, but they can also. The thing is, if you want to be, you still want to be respectful, right? Because being respectful, and I'm sure a lot of y'all want to be, right? There's going to come a time where they're gonna look at you and give that weird face or give you the stank eye, and they could not they could like say things in a way that's obviously rude or have an attitude. They're all like generally they're all like that these days. Unfortunately, every time it's President Trump, as soon as it's just somehow they just have to turn on this their rude ass switch. They just got to turn it on. So you just have to be ready for that. But don't let that affect you. That's like having an encounter with a coworker and they give you some kind of bad attitude. Like, yeah, that's ridiculous, but don't let that affect you. Okay. So still be respectful, even though it sucks. I'm not saying bow down, but look, the end of the day, the goal is to get through customs, right? So, and you need to be mindful to obviously tell the truth, but not tell a lie by just agreeing to what they say just because you want to get through, right? Because they could ask you the same question repeatedly or rephrase it a little bit differently. Alrighty. Alrighty. I gotta get through these questions. Thank you so much. All right. Hey, Richard on YouTube. Why on YouTube? You're overstaying. Okay. Well, you're allegedly overstaying your H-1B, but you have been traveling domestically with a non-US passport, right? Is it safe to keep traveling with your passport within the US? So they're not gonna stop you from traveling. Maybe if you mean safe, so a lot of people ask like, is it safe to travel? I can't tell you that. I personally have not seen ICE officers, ICE agents at the airport. I've been told by at least one person that there was ICE agent, but maybe it wasn't really ICE. Maybe it was. But the thing is, you just got to be careful about that. Okay. But many people who overstay their visa have traveled domestically successfully. Okay. So um, let's see here. All right. Thanks so much for the questions. Ab- Abdibel Ali, if you come like one country travel ban, it's a I don't know. You might have to rephrase your question. I think I can understand your question, but you might want to rephrase it. And what is refused admin processing? Did you actually receive admin processing 221G in your cac.state.gov case status? Let me know. If that is the case, then so admin processing, administrative processing, or 221G, sometimes they could ask you for more documents, and it could be just one document. And you might think like, hmm, I thought you thought like you may have thought like, oh, I already provided that. Well, you're gonna have to provide it again because they asked for it, right? And you might think, why didn't they ask me? Why didn't they ask you during the interview? And you also think like, why was the interview only like 5 minutes? Usually it's fairly short, and it's so short you might think like, oh, that was a piece of cake. And then later in the day, or maybe even an hour later, you receive an email and they tell you they need something, and it's very frustrating. And so part of the problem with the State Department and USCIS, frankly, is that they usually receive the file either the morning of, or the evening before. So I don't know exactly when they get the lineup of cases or applicants they need to interview, but it's just I'm pretty sure they don't plan ahead based on the conversation I had with officers or agents. So more or less, unfortunately, for visa refused or admin processing, don't give up. It doesn't mean it's the end of the road necessarily. Look, if it actually says visa refused, again, don't give up. You need to contact our team here at Green Card Guys because majority of time we've been able to request reconsideration with a consulate or embassy and get that overturned so that you or your family member are able to come back or enter the United States. Okay. But if it's admin processing, which is a different case status update, then generally speaking, you have to wait at least 6 months before filing a mandamus lawsuit. Okay. But you still need to provide any documents if they requested it. I need to find a way to make that a shorter explanation. I love answering your question, but I'm going to try to make it as short as possible. Um, Evans asks, where am I based? We're based in Houston, Texas, Clutch City. Apparently, we're named Clutch City. So check us out. But we help people wherever you live. Of course, I'm sure some of y'all may prefer an attorney in person, and if you do, all good. If you live in New York or somewhere in California, you're wondering like, oh, John, do you know an attorney over there? Happy to refer you. Now, the cases that you'd probably more likely prefer a lawyer in person, face to face, in a sense, is more for like detained cases because you just need an attorney to act faster, like um, to go to detention center. Not all the time, but sometimes you need the attorney to go to detention center to visit the family member or friend that's detained. Alrighty. All right. Thanks so much for your questions. I don't know why on YouTube and Facebook it has this kind of background. It's kind of strange. But I can still go live, so that's fine. All right. Let's see here. If you want to join live, by the way, you can. You could join live on TikTok. You can do that down here, I believe, as a guest. Click on guest button. If you're on what's it called? If you're on YouTube and Facebook, you have to email in to request the link. You don't have to call in. Let's see. Where is it at? Oh, there it is. Okay. Thank you so much for your questions. Don't be shy. Some of y'all are returning, coming back to the channel here at Green Card Guys Community. I really appreciate it. And some people's first time. If you're a first timer, put the number 1, first timer. Okay. And if you want to join a live show, please also share the channel so I can see because there's typically a long list. All right, cool. If you filed your case and it's pending with USCIS, okay, put the letter P. Put the letter P in the comments. Now, if you think your case is delayed or stuck, all right, put the letter D in the comments. All right, because I can share some solutions for you. And if you put the letter D for delayed, let me know. Put the month and year that you filed your application. Okay. All right, Jazzy. Which one did you file? In the meantime, let's get Kenny on TikTok. What's going on, Kenny? Hi. How can I help you?
Yeah, thank you for your show. I'm actually driving, so don't mind the noise. My
Oh
name is
yeah,
Kenny. I'm from
that's
Nigeria,
okay.
and I have a question. So I have a marriage-based interview in a couple of months, in fact, next month, to be precise.
Okay.
And my U.S. citizen wife can't find her birth certificate, and I'm wondering what can we do because we're a little bit concerned about it.
You're saying your U.S. citizen wife cannot find her birth certificate?
Yeah, she can't find her birth certificate. So can she use I don't know what can she use. Can she use a passport or something?
Well, yeah. To prove U.S. citizenship, it could be a passport, can be birth certificate if born in America. Um, and let's see what else. But what are you trying to prove? To prove a
Okay.
citizen or prove something else?
No. So part of the letter we got yesterday, they stated that we should bring both our birth certificates, and I have mine, and she doesn't have hers. She can't find it. So that's why I'm wondering that what can suffice for that? Can she use a passport for that? Can a passport suffice for that?
Again, let's see. Which one are you trying to? Let me look at the I-130 instructions to verify here. So why can't she find her birth certificate anyway?
Yeah, because it's been long actually, and we were together searching yesterday. Torn apart everywhere to look for it. But we couldn't find it. And
Yeah, so you don't.
so somebody said we necessarily don't need it if she has a passport, U.S. passport that can suffice. But I wasn't sure, so that's why I just
Yeah, no problem. Yeah, the instructions. If your goal is, that's why I asked earlier. If your goal is to prove citizenship, the passport is enough. But did you provide? I'm sure you provide a copy already, right? Because you have interview.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, we did.
Yeah, but you just bring it anyway. You can bring it if you're concerned.
Okay. Yeah, thank you for that.
Yeah. No
my
problem.
second question is that so I actually worked unauthorized at some point, and I indicated in my form that I did work unauthorized. So is it okay to tell, because the interview is next month, is it okay to tell the interviewer that yes, that I did work unauthorized?
It depends. You want to tell the truth, of course, but because your wife is a citizen, then yes, on the application 485, you would have, it has a question towards the back of the form. It says, "Have you worked without authorization?" Then you have to check mark yes, and that's okay. When you're married to a U.S. citizen, it waives in the violation that a person works without authorization. Okay.
Okay, so that means that I still have to say yes for the question that says I violated my
correct
terms and conditions or something.
Correct. Yeah, exactly. And they don't throw a fuss. They don't ask any further question about it. It's just have to answer. So if you already check mark no, that's okay. You just let them know when it comes time to that interview. You say, "Officer, I apologize. I understand the question now, and the correct answer is yes." Okay.
Oh, that makes sense. Thank you so much.
Yeah, sometimes it can be confusing.
I'm worried about it because of the new administration that ICE can come pick you up if you violated your visa terms and conditions and things like that. So I've been a little bit worried, but now I think I have a little bit confidence to attend the interview.
Okay, no problem. Well, let us know if you need help. Hopefully you don't need us though. Okay.
Yeah, sure. I will.
All right.
Thank you so much.
All right. Wish you the best. Take care. Bye-bye. All right. So look, what is that? About 3 minutes or so. Let's see here. I think I got my background figured out. Oh, great. It looks like it's backwards. Is it backwards, y'all, on on YouTube and Facebook? It looks like it. Oh boy. All right, let's see. We've got a couple more guests here. Thanks so much. So, welcome, first timers here at Green Card Guys community. I do things probably differently than most immigration attorneys. I actually like to share information. It might not be as fast as you prefer, but that's just the nature of immigration law. It's very complex. There's a lot of overlapping concerns, issues. Um, so please be mindful of that. Mindful of your time. Okay, we got a couple P's up in here. Pending, pending. All right. By the way, those on YouTube, is my background backwards or can you read it? It's supposed to say take action and that you deserve it. Legal status, of course. Let's see here. DCPC, I guess, commented to another person. So why would someone with such a bright future knowingly do anything like this? I think that person referring to overstaying. Um, well, the thing is, like, I don't know, right? I don't want to guess for that person. Maybe some people are just not, unfortunately, not able to. For example, I know several people that registered for the H-1B registration, okay, and didn't get selected. And that the selection announcement came out March 31st or a couple days earlier. Fortunately for us, we got high percentage selected, but that's just the very first step. But let's say someone's not selected, and maybe their OPT is about to expire. An OPT just considers like a temporary 1 year temporary work visa, at least 1 year, can be 18 months for someone who's post grad from college or master's. Okay, so that's one example. Maybe was not able to get selected. Maybe was able to get a company sponsor, but not selected by the process because it's technically, even though they don't call it lottery registration, they call it registration now, but it's still a lottery because it's random. At least that's what we're told to believe. Now, that's one thing. So there's so many scenarios, DCPC. So you can't assume someone's situation. Most people don't most people don't want to overstay. Like most people want to be able to change status, and it's just the timing. Like it's not the immigration system in America is not it's not if there's a way to make it compassionate, it's just not considered. Like even people who are on H-1B and then are on H-1B, but then their child, has been in college as a H-4 dependent visa, then they age out because even though the company may have been already in the process of a green card, but the green card process takes freaking forever, depending on your country and nationality. Well, still takes at least 2 years in general. Anyway, there's just so many stories, so you just can't assume. Okay. All right. Thanks, Tony. Appreciate it. Thanks for the update. And plus, I guess I just got to move out of the way. Yeah, this I use StreamYard on YouTube for YouTube and Facebook, and yeah, it just looks it's backwards for me. I don't know why they do that. They had a new feature. Oh, great! My team member got me picking my nose. Just kidding. All right, so let's see. Okay, so we got a lot of people pending, got cases pending. So, and some people did have a delayed case. So, if you have a delayed case, we file mandamus lawsuits. Okay. If you're wondering what the heck it is, essentially it's a mechanism, it's a legal mechanism to push the government to move the case forward. So there's a couple of scenarios. You could be waiting for an interview, then it pushes the case to interview. Then if it does, then that's a success for the lawsuit. Or you could have already had the interview and you've been waiting for a year, at least a year. Then we'll push it for interview. Okay. Every application has a different timing that we follow. No, it's not like they gave us timing. It requires experience doing this. And of course, we speak with our colleagues and friends who also do this. But if you're wondering why, if you have an immigration lawyer, like, hey, immigration lawyer, like, why, how come you haven't told me about this thing that John Ting or this TikTok lawyer, YouTube lawyer says about this? It's don't give them a hard time. Y'all don't give them a hard time. Now, in some scenarios, I would say give them a hard time by asking more questions, right? That's what I mean. But most attorneys, some attorneys know, especially these days since the pandemic, they are aware they have some knowledge about mandamus lawsuits, but not everyone is allowed to do that because they don't have the certification to do it. Could they get the certification? Of course, but it takes time. Okay, so your own attorney might, we actually receive new clients because their attorney, from another attorney, because they don't do that. They don't do mandamus lawsuit. So again, don't give your own attorney a hard time because of that. They just might not be aware or certified. um, let's see. Let me thank you so much for your questions. I know there's quite a few on every platform except Instagram. Y'all on Instagram is y'all a little shy over there. By the way, if you have found me on TikTok, okay, I don't know how much time we got left with y'all on this platform because I'm a little concerned who they're going to sell it to. But assuming it's not sold and it could be banned indefinitely until further notice, um, can you find us on another channel? And you're welcome to on any of these options. Right about like if you go to the green card guys, right? And you go to this, sorry, y'all on y'all on YouTube and Facebook are like, what is John pointing at? Let me see if we have that image. Um, okay, you click on a link and then go up here and click on open browser, and then you scroll down. If you're not ready for a meeting, it's okay. If you're not ready, but you want more information, download one of our complimentary guides, okay? Download that so at least you have our information. And of course, if you're able to get here to open the open browser, just save our link. You can do that. You can even save it to your homepage if you have iPhone. I don't know about the other platforms. All right. Thank you so much for your questions. Thanks, Little Stooges. I'm trying to keep my back straight, have some good composure here. Let's see. Some some of y'all's questions do require like a longer, obviously like more like a strategy session with one of our attorneys. So if that's the case, I'll just let you know that. User 33, which one is better to do the filing? I-130 online or by mail? If it's only the I-130 that you're eligible to file, then I just recommend do that online. I don't like our team and I don't like the online system. It's not always perfect. Like we input the information and then we pass it to you as the client or to the client, and they're like, oh, why is this information like moved around or something? It's not us, it's the system. I don't know, maybe it's a glitch, but it's kind of crazy because it's happened a couple times. And yes, I do check it. I do check on my team from time to time. Um, so it's a bit frustrating. So that could happen to you if you are looking to file online. Just be mindful of that. Don't just go in there blindly to click submit and then pay. You got to review it at least a couple times just in case. Let's see what else. But yeah, if you're filing for the other forms like the 485, 864 because it's adjustment of status, those other forms cannot be filed online. Okay, so you want to do that by mail. Let's see here. Alrighty. All right. So, sorry, I'm trying to multitask, read some questions here. Uh, okay, Katisha, thanks for the gift. Can you adopt your 18-year-old niece from another country since you're a U.S. citizen? It's too late, unfortunately. Okay, the what's it called for adoption? It has to be before 16 years old. It's like it's a rule that should be shared like as a banner everywhere because many people miss that requirement. Many people miss it. So even though on a state level you could adopt someone on a state level if that person was here, that's just for the state. That's not for immigration. The immigration requirement is that there's a lot of requirements, of course, but the main one is has to the process has to be under 16 years old. Okay. Let's see. Amanda, congrats. You passed your citizenship interview. Okay, so next thing you should expect is an oath ceremony. Is an oath ceremony, okay? Oh, Maverick. Okay. Maverick, thanks for the update. That is, he wanted to volunteer. Is that because probably because of everything going on, the chaos with ICE and everything? That's very unfortunate to it's very unfortunate to learn about because look, y'all, don't make it don't make it easy for USCIS or EOIR, the court. Don't make it easy for Trump administration like for you to leave. Okay, I mean I know some people don't. No one wants to go to that prison in El Salvador, right? But like or Guantanamo Bay. My goodness, but like don't make it easy for them. Okay, you know, there are that's why it's good to have an attorney ready. I mean, some have asked like, "Oh, can we pay you to like be ready for us?" All the ethical attorneys I know wouldn't do that because it yeah, in some scenarios it could be too late. For example, those people that were sent on a plane to El Salvador, apparently that was what do you call like a secret mission or something and no one knew about it until it happened. Um, so all the ethical attorneys I know wouldn't say, "Hey, yeah, you could pay me a subscription fee, a membership fee." There's someone who has a on a Spanish channels has an ad. At least back in the day, I don't know if he still does this, but I can tell you the initials MS. Yeah, that rubbed us immigration attorneys the wrong way. So but anyway, just don't give in. Okay, fight for your status. Like I have here, up here, take action. Right here, take action. You deserve it. Okay, you deserve legal status. Okay, you need to apply though. If you don't apply, you can't even get it. Right. So a lot of y'all are eligible. You just don't, maybe you don't know. Maybe you've been, so of course, look, I know we talk a lot about marriage cases, but that's based on the questions I receive. The thing is, um, I know some people on the guest, the thing is like, we screen for other possible, if not married and not sponsored by a company, it could be T visa. You could be, the word is technically trafficking visa, but it's not just. Some people assume it's only for like sex trafficking. No, it's actually labor trafficking. And even if you've been getting paid, but maybe you haven't been getting paid 100% of your wages. Okay. So maybe you worked overtime, didn't get paid wages. Maybe you worked, maybe you've been working like poor working conditions. Depends on the industry, right? Depends on the situation. Elisa Mendez. Now the website said to wait 8 months more. For what? The I-130? What you talking about, Elisa Mendez? You talking about I-130? Let me check that out. Oh my goodness. Thank you for sharing the live. Really appreciate it. Please tap the screen if or on YouTube, TikTok, Facebook, yeah, I guess Instagram. Please tap the screen if you found this helpful or if you appreciate my insights, even if it's not related to your situation. Really appreciate that. My marketing team tells me it's helpful for the algorithm too. That's what they say. Okay, Elise, sorry if I'm mispronouncing your name. You said you submitted the I-130 last year. It's been a year and 3 months. Is the sponsor a U.S. citizen? Okay, let's see here. Let me scroll up on YouTube also. Your employer. Okay, why I responded to DC PC. I didn't know you could respond to each other on YouTube. That's cool, I guess. Your employer closed their business, but you were engaged with them, U.S. citizen, or you're going to marry, but it failed. Yeah, I mean, sometimes relationships don't work out. You want to do it the right way. You try to find a job within grace period, but it's hard for H-1B holders. Yep. Yeah, especially it's really any industry, not just the tech industry. Of course, tech industry is talked about the most because typically the tech industry somehow always has like mass layoffs. It's crazy. Now at the DCPC, you're engaged to a person. He was abusive, and you filed VAWA, and you were undocumented for 3 years with the risk of, I don't know if that's a question, with the risk of VAWA being denied. Um, oh, DCPC, I think I know who you are based on your previous questions, because now you asked about something else with the I-140. So I don't know. You might need to schedule a meeting, okay? Because I think you have like maybe a couple options. All right, Violet Sky. Good morning. You're a U.S. citizen. Your fiance is a Jamaican citizen. Okay. Your fiance's father has petitioned for him via the I-130 February 2023. But you want to, okay. That's why I was grimacing for a second. But now that I read, because it takes a long time, but now that your last part of your sentence says, but you want to go through the spouse visa process instead. Um, his father refuses to cancel I-130 petition. As a way you and your fiance can work around this. Absolutely. So let's say you have a petition on file now, like in Violet's situation for her fiance. You and there's another relationship or even a company wants to sponsor, you can have another application on file. You don't have to cancel the other one. I think that's unfortunately a common misconception. So I need to write this down, record a video about this. But yeah, you can have more than one application on a file in general. There are very limited scenarios where you wouldn't, and that's for dual intent purposes. Like you have a non-immigrant visa and then you have an immigrant visa application, but that's rare for most of y'all. Okay. Let me write this down. Okay. Thanks so much for your patience. You know what? I'm really gonna try my best to answer y'all's questions. I'm probably gonna so if five people want to join live, I'm gonna answer five people's question live, okay? Um, but in the meantime, I'm gonna try to answer y'all's questions in the comment section, okay? But I just want to share the opportunity in case you did want to join live because man, I can't. This right here is a full-time job, and I gotta get back to my other job, with my team, helping them out. CML, you filed your I-130 February 2024. Okay, that's about right. I mean, a little over a year. If it's at least 15 months, here's the thing. At least I have it outdated on YouTube, but someone said it was 8 months more. Let me see if I can find that online. Look, I don't want to predict the future, y'all, but I really maybe I shouldn't say it out loud because I think this Trump administration, they could do a lot more to make it difficult. So I'm just not going to say it out loud. I don't want to give them any ideas. Okay, let's see. Okay, if you join live on TikTok, please share the channel so I can know who's next. Okay, let's get Masar on. And the folks on YouTube can hear TikTokers, right? All right, what's going on, Masar?
Hey, so I filed for I-30 and change of status. However, I did not include by intentionally mistake my previous marriage outside United States because I thought because I filed by myself and I thought it's just the United States marriage. So now I have interview in 2 weeks. Can I correct that in the interview by saying, "Hey, I did this mistake intentionally"?
You mean on accident?
Yeah, I mean because I thought I don't need to include my previous marriage. So I get divorced before I come to United States in 2018, and I came to United States in 2019 on H-1B visa, and I get married 2 years ago. It's legitimate marriage, but yeah.
Oh boy, my friend, yes, it's very important to list your prior marriage. It is also important. Everything on the application is fucking important. Let's put it that way. I'm not trying to give you a hard time, just for everyone's purposes. Every question is important. Okay. Of course, if there's questions that don't apply to a person, like if a question asks like, do you need work authorization? Maybe you don't because you have it from some other application. Every question important. Here's why. Because they will use it against you when you have the interview. Now, for you, thankfully, you have the opportunity to update it. Okay, you let the officer know after you take the oath, right? You both take the oath at the interview, and then they ask you for evidence. I can tell you more, but that's really if you were to sign up with us, okay? But then you find the right moment per se to say want an opportunity. So, officer, can I update the application? I was previously divorced. And wait for them to answer. Like I was previously divorced. And here's the information. Okay, I would like to update the file.
I see.
Okay. Everything is important. Yeah. Did
Do
you
you think
on your prior applications, like the H-1B, did you put down marriage?
No, I did not.
Okay. So you might have this situation that you might have to eventually file. The officer might say you might have to file a 601. Or not might, but they might just tell you. Okay. And 601 application is a waiver.
Is that gonna revoke my I-130?
Yeah, I-130 is where you would have put down that information.
But is that the reason for revoke it if I did a waiver, as you say?
Wait, has your I-130 been revoked already?
No, it's not. I get approved, and now I have interview for change of status.
Okay, yeah, adjustment of status. Okay, yeah, you wanna where are you located?
Chicago.
Oh, I was just there. Yeah, you might need, and I know attorney in Chicago if you need one, but do you have an attorney?
Not yet, but I'm gonna hire one, honestly, because
Yeah, just so for peace of mind. I mean, you could do this yourself, but if you have an attorney like ready to go for you, they're gonna help you stay organized and you can focus on the answering the questions, okay? Because yeah, they could you could get one of those officers like an attorney cannot stop an officer say, no, 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 we don't need a waiver here. It depends how we say it, right? But yeah, you have to be ready for an officer to tell you that, okay, you need a waiver. Because I'm saying that more so now. I wasn't going to say it earlier, but I say that more so now because on your H-1B applications, you didn't like DS-160 when you got the visa to come in.
Yes.
It has questions about marriage, right? So oh boy. Yeah. Just be ready. A 601 waiver, it's about a 1G, $1,000. So and when
So
you
if
get
I did waiver, is that I have work permits. So if I did waiver, is that gonna revoke my work permit?
so work permit would only be revoked per se if the 485 is denied. hmm Yeah.
Right.
So yeah,
If I did waiver, does that mean it's gonna be denied? Then I do waiver,
no.
or that's gonna be
So typically
just
thanks for asking. Typically the process is if you get the request for evidence to say, hey, you need to submit a waiver, they'll give you 30 days. So that's especially why you need a lawyer. So because you may need a because you if you're required to do the waiver, you might as well just hire an attorney so you can get their help at the interview. Right. So anyway, hopefully that helps.
okay. But do
All
you
right.
think there would be? Should I concern?
I mean, yeah, I am concerned for you. If I haven't conveyed that to you, I am concerned for you. You definitely need to hire a lawyer. I recommend that. But I'm not,
Yeah, I
yeah.
am gonna. I'm going to do that
So
definitely.
email us. I'm happy to share a referral in Chicago if you prefer one in Chicago. Or
Yeah,
we,
I want somebody come with me
yeah,
in the interview. If you refer
yeah.
somebody, that would be
I
great.
mean, we could help you too, but if you prefer, anyone prefers like a lawyer in person, it's closer to you. It's all good. We can refer you someone. Just email us, okay?
Will
You're
do.
on TikTok, so I can't like type it in, but this is where you go up here where it says my green card guys, or down here,
Okay,
and then it shows this link
I see. Yes.
and there, right? And then up here says this little mail icon. That's one way.
Okay.
Or just DM us. We'll send you the email.
Okay.
Okay? All right. Good luck to you, sir.
Thank you.
Bye-bye. Alrighty. Good morning, the G. Um, see, you never know. You never know. If I can, I want to save you 3 digits. But of course it is better. Like a situation like that probably would have been um who knows, maybe he could have found another lawyer on these platforms, but if you're here on the channel, pat yourself on the back, okay? Right place, right time, okay? Let's take advantage of this technology while it exists with especially this platform right here, the one that people dance on. Continue to take advantage of it right now, okay? Because we don't know when this thing is going to be banned. Um, let's see who's next. Let's see. Oh my, oh my goodness, a lot of y'all, a lot of y'all. Thank you so much for y'all's trust. Please tap the screen if it's been helpful so far. Okay, yeah, DDG, yeah, some interesting usernames. Tony, what's going on, DDGF?
Hi, good morning.
Good morning. How can I help you?
I just have a question. My father for me since October of 23. He's a green card holder, but I overstayed in the US on my visitor visa.
Did you say someone
Do
filed for
you
you?
know what's gonna be the next? Yeah, my husband, he's a green card holder. He
Oh, yeah,
he
green card.
petitioned for me since October of 23.
Okay, so yeah, it's more than a year ago. That's a year and 5 months at least.
I think like about 15, 16 months
Yeah,
now.
something like that. Okay, so let me see here. Um but the thing is,
He tried for his citizen, but he has he didn't really go that far in school, so he doesn't have that much education. So they're not passing him his citizenship.
oh, that's okay. That's okay. He can have another chance. Okay, so but does he have the minimum years to eligible to apply? Do you know? Like, how did
Yeah,
he get it?
he's been here for like 10 years. His grandparents got him his green card in this country.
Okay, okay. All right. Where's my magic wand? Y'all, for those that have been following my channel for a while, you know, oh man, y'all on YouTube. There it is. I got this magic wand, okay? Let me put it this way. It does not matter how much formal education someone gets, okay? Now, I don't want to give someone a hard time, but in the day and age of YouTube and all these channels, there's some YouTube channels that all they do is have these like little not little. I'm saying little because my daughter's
I know.
magic wand, but they have these channels that only provide like citizenship quizzes, you know. And we also have resources. Okay, USCIS website has resources. There's no there's no excuse because that right there is a reason that is delaying your case. So
His citizenship, yes.
don't give him a hard time. Just encourage him. You know how guys can
I
get,
know.
right? So
Yeah.
you just if you can. I'm sure you're doing this already. Help him be uplift him if you can, because
Well, he tried 2 times. The 2 times give him 4 chance, and he failed all 4.
oh,
We have a kid together too, so he tried, and I don't know if I'm gonna let him go again because he doesn't know that much.
okay. Well, here's the deal. He's not. He's gonna have to try again. Okay. I hope third application is a
Time.
third time a charm. And here's why.
Yeah.
Here's the legal reason. Okay, because you said you overstayed your visa allegedly,
Yes.
right? Okay.
Yes, I did.
So, um, with the sponsor as a resident, number one, it takes a long time. Here's the box for that one. Okay.
I was planning on waiting on that because he tried already, and he gave up. He said, "I don't want to go again."
Mhm. Yeah. Um, yeah. I mean, we have. So here's the legal reason. Okay, because if he doesn't become a U.S. citizen, then after this I-130, this is a box for the I-130 processing times, which for sponsors a resident could take like 3-4 years, unfortunately. After that's approved, though, that's step number one. One out of
Yes.
3, right? You need to apply for a waiver, 601A, because you're here without status, technically. You overstayed your visa. So
Yes.
even if it takes to just like study for like 10 minutes every day, like even starting like who was the who was the president? He got to get that question right. Who's the president? It'll take some time. Generally, he's gone through this twice already. So generally, it takes about 6 months process for the N400 application. So maybe instead of applying for it right now, I mean, I do recommend it, but maybe just trying to help him study 10 minutes a day,
Yes.
YouTube video or something, and then after a couple weeks, maybe he'll feel a little more comfortable, and then
But
you
what
apply.
do you think if he doesn't go ahead with his citizenship? How long do you think I'm gonna take to get through? Because it's filed in 23, so it's basically been over a year.
Yeah, I don't have my other little background here on TikTok. I thought I did, but I can show it on Facebook and YouTube. So you got an undetermined amount of time for the I-130 because your spouse is a resident. Let's just say 2 years minimum, okay?
Mhm.
And the short reason why is because you have to wait for priority date on the visa bulletin. I have a separate video about that. And then after that's approved, then you got this waiver thing you got to do. That at least on YouTube, it's this one. That's about 3 years. Not everyone's
But they
3
were
years.
saying
But,
that I can go home back. Do you think that's safe
well, that's what the
to
waiver's for. The waiver,
go home?
mhm,
Okay.
the waiver waives the unlawful presence. Um, so that prevents the triggering of the unlawful presence bar, the restriction, the 10-year restriction. So that, yeah, that's why you need the waiver 618. So that right
So
there,
there's
that's
no
at
way
least
I can
5 years.
do the interview here, right? I can't do it over here.
I mean, there are some
'Cause I have
limited
a baby.
exceptions.
I have a son with him. He's like
Yeah.
4 years old.
So unfortunately, oh, congrats to your son. I mean,
Thank you.
congrats that you have a son, but
Yeah.
but just having a son is not an exception to the legal requirement of maintaining status because he's a resident. Uh-huh. So the key thing in general, it's I can do a quick rundown of some of the examples, but if it's, I mean, God forbid, there's no situation like this for anyone here, but some people apply for VAWA,
I know.
right? And then so that's an exception. The other one is like T visa,
Oh,
trafficking
I can get
visa.
a T visa under this status just to get like a work permit. Is there any way, like any way I can get a work permit under this status?
So now this is getting to become like a formal strategy session. So I do
No, because
recommend,
yeah.
yeah, I do recommend you schedule a strategy session, attorney strategy session. Okay.
Okay. Yes.
So, because you have a lot of questions, which is completely fine, but we're trying
Yes.
to get
Yes.
through a lot of people here.
I
So,
definitely want a way to work, like to in the market, everybody has to work. So I definitely want a way to work and not work, unauthorized.
for sure, yeah. But even that's the thing, if he becomes a U.S. citizen, then you can work
Faster.
under the table.
Yes.
So technically, by law. So yeah. Hopefully that
Okay,
gives
that's it
some
for now. I
insights.
definitely am gonna try to reach out to you guys. Everything's on your profile, right?
Yeah, click on the link in the profile where my picture is.
Thank you so
All right,
much.
thank you.
Thank you so much.
Take care. All righty. Sorry, y'all. I try my best to be patient for y'all. I know there's a lot of people that want to join. If you are on, if you're on YouTube and Facebook, you want to join live, you got to email in. You'll see that down below, the email address. My team doesn't want me to share the email address. We get a lot of spam. Yes, Tony. Yes, I'm borrowing this from my kiddo. We have a lot of these, by the way. It's almost like every color. I think it's okay to borrow one. And Tony, you mentioned about my best dad ever plaque. I don't. It's still here. I did not buy this myself, by the way, y'all. Someone gave this to me. I did not. Oh, they can show it. It's this StreamYard has some like new green screen thing, so I had to upload this. Otherwise, it was completely solid color. I don't know, man. I don't have time to deal with all these tech things. I try. All right. All right, Agni on TikTok. Oh shoot, Carly, we gotta talk too. Hey,
Hello,
Agni,
can I?
how can I help you?
Hi, sir. Thank you so much. I really appreciate you let me in. Actually, I have two stupid questions for that advance. I'm sorry.
It's not
So
stupid.
what?
No stupid question. That's all. Is that what you said? There's no stupid question here.
Okay.
Go
So
ahead.
I am in a green card. I got my green card through my employer. I came here as a F1. I got H1B, and then I got my green card through my employer.
Okay.
EB2 visa. So I got married back home in Bangladesh. I'm from Bangladesh. So right now, what I'm hearing, with due respect to current government and everyone, nothing political or anything, I'm just saying.
Yeah.
I'm saying that I saw a few videos that few guys from my country, Bangladesh, they went to visit. Like I married and I applied for my wife on November. It's like been 2 years ago, like November 2022. I applied for my wife for to bring her here. So it's been 2 years. So I have to go back, right, to save my marriage. Long story short, I saw that in videos, people with green card, they're getting detained while coming here. And I had once, there was one guy, he was drunk, he hit me, like a kind of a misdemeanor. I was in the jail for 1 day, but there was no case. So I was in the jail. Cops came, they arrested both of us. Next day, he said sorry, and we don't have any case or anything, right? So, like last
Okay.
year when I came back, not last year, yeah, I think last year when I came back, when I was returning from Bangladesh to USA, I saw in the the what's that called, the airport police, the I forgot the exact term,
CBP?
right?
Yeah, customs.
Yeah, exactly, custom, yeah. So they actually pulled me in one room, they asked me, I said that, and they cleared me, right?
Mm-hmm.
Next time again I went, nothing happened, just
Mhm.
normally I entered. Right
Mhm.
now I'm scared because I was supposed to go to my country. So should I go, or should I like go through you guys and check, like is there any way I can like cancel it, they don't see it? Because some people saying it should not be an issue, some people saying you should not go. So I'm really confused because I have to go back to my country to save my marriage. That's the main critical point.
Yeah, for sure, for sure. That is important. I have a couple things to share here, but I don't. Is Bangladesh on a list? I didn't see it.
No, Bangladesh is not on a list. Nothing, nowhere I
Okay,
see that in the
okay.
list. I
So
checked
that's the
that.
first good thing. All right. So then, um, in general, a lot of people are asking me, is it safe to travel? In general, yes.
Okay.
Yes, people who are residents can travel. Now, the thing is that where, like, I know there's that at least one or two videos that there's one with the auntie talking about her niece situation. We don't know all the
Yeah.
facts. I mean, bless her heart, she wanted to just share something quickly, but she's not a lawyer. She wasn't even there, right? So it's hard to like comment on the best case scenario to understand that niece's situation is that niece would share it, right? But who knows? Maybe she doesn't have TikTok, but it's personal, right? Don't not everyone wants to
Mhm.
share. So, but some people who could have concerns that have heard about that if someone has conditional residence status and maybe they didn't file the appropriate application to remove those conditions at the right time, and that's a 751 application. But I'm getting the feeling that are you a permanent resident?
I'm a permanent resident. My residency is till 2031. So I got it 2021,
Mhm.
and I got married, or I applied for my wife on November 2022.
Okay.
And my permanent residency is for 10 years. So next year I will apply for citizenship. But like since I got married, I have to go like kind of frequently. That's the problem. And
Yeah.
I
So
cannot share it to my family, all these things, right? There's no point, they will not understand. So
no, they won't understand.
yeah.
No. I mean, you could tell them there's this thing going on in America that Trump is an asshole and you might not be able to come back. But you going there, you can go there.
Yeah.
Right? It's
Exactly.
about coming back. So, but here's a couple tips that maybe you didn't ask me this, but I think it's helpful to you and someone else thinking about traveling. If there's a concern about being able to come back, you might as well go ahead and for some people, not everyone, if you think for some reason your stay outside America could be 6 months or more, you need to apply for the re-entry permit. Okay.
Yeah, I will stay there for 2 months, max to max, because
Oh,
I'm
okay.
working currently. I have a job. I cannot. They don't let me work more than 1 month out of the US, so
Oh,
it's not
okay.
possible. So I'll be max to max 1 month, or I say max like 2 months. Even though I will not stay 2 months, so maybe 1 or 1.5 month I'll be out of US.
Hmm.
So.
So,
So the my only concern is that thing, right? It's there is no case. It's kind of, I don't know. Is it a misdemeanor or something? So some people hit me. I try to protect myself. The cops came, and then in the court we went next day in the court. Right, we were in the jail for 1 day, and then next day we went to the court. He said sorry. There was everything got cancelled. Right, but like,
uh-huh.
will that be an issue? Will that might be an issue? That's my main concern.
I mean, it could be continued to be issue, but hopefully, do you have some kind of like, then since it sounds like they didn't try to prosecute you to go to court, like you don't have a dismissal order, right? But maybe
They
you
said
can.
it's dismissed. They said it's dismissed, but I don't have any papers or anything. It's everything dismissed. Nothing came. Like they
Oh,
did
okay.
not file any case or anything, I guess.
Oh, okay. Yeah, they didn't file a case, so there's no like actual dismissal order from a judge. So maybe if you can find online, or I mean, go in
Mhm.
person to the county or the municipal court, wherever it is, to request your records for a clearance record to show like it's basically empty. Okay.
Where can I go and find that? Like, what should I do? Should I go to the nearest, like, nearest police station? They can help me. How can I figure that
It's
out?
not the police station. It's typically the court, wherever it's supposed to go. But that's the thing, I guess. Like, if they didn't file, if it didn't get referred to the court at all, then I guess the court wouldn't even have it either. So where did you
Yeah.
go last? The last time? Did you go to a
Last time,
court?
so last time I thought it's nothing. I thought it's not recorded. So last time
Uh-huh.
when I was returning from Bangladesh, right? Like
Uh-huh.
maybe 1.5 year ago.
Uh-huh.
So they take me the customs office. They have like kind of a small court
Mhm.
in the JFK airport.
Yeah.
So they take me. They ask me questions. What happened? I told them what happened.
Yeah, yeah.
And they
Okay.
said, okay, you can go.
Yeah.
They just write something and then you can go. Next
Yeah.
again, I went after that twice. Nothing happened. The customs they
Okay.
just see and I just entered without any issue. So I was having an impression it's not in my record. I mean, it's all gone, right? It's like 2-3 years ago thing. It's like more than 3 years now that thing happened. But like
Okay.
I saw these things and I saw a video. People are saying if you have even a misdemeanor or something, you should not go next 6 or 8 months. You should wait
Yeah,
and
but you
see.
don't have a misdemeanor. You didn't have a trial. You sounds like you don't even have a court case. But that's what I'm saying. You got to figure out, like, you're in New York, so I don't know, Kings County or Manhattan County. You got to figure out if it got. You got to go. You got to search online. I don't know. I'm sure they have an online database. At least just type your name in to see if something pops up. You got to put your name in different scenarios. Like, some people, the court could put like your first name as a last name. With immigrants, sometimes I do that. So it's very unfortunate.
Okay.
But just try that. Do a screenshot at least. But if you get a clearance record, a county clearance
Mhm.
record, that can be helpful. Just so maybe
Okay.
they won't prevent the custom ask you a question, but maybe instead of waiting a full hour at the secondary inspection, that, like, if you have something handy with you, that you could
Mhm.
just share it.
I need to make a clearance record. So can I? So do you think I should consult a lawyer? I should, or I can easily find it by myself. Like I checked on internet, I could not find anything. I searched by my name. Honestly, I searched, I could not find anything like on the internet.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. I mean, if you don't find anything, that's a good thing, actually. Then you go to that
Okay.
county and request a clearance record, so that actually shows nothing, no records.
Okay, great,
Uh-huh.
great.
I know it
Okay,
sounds
in
kind
the
of
county
confusing,
I
right?
have to go in
Yeah.
person and so. Okay,
Uh-huh.
so another question I have, as I said, I
So,
applied for my wife
uh-huh.
to bring her as a spouse visa. I think I-130, right? And in the so I have basically two things. In the visa, I applied on November 2022, November 21st, 2022, and I got a receipt letter that the priority date is November 22nd, 2022. But when I check on internet, it was showing like if I check with the receipt number in the USCIS website,
Mhm.
it is showing March 13, actively reviewing, nothing pending right now. So what does that mean? Why March 13 it is showing after like 5 months? My priority date should be like November 2022. I have the receipt where it is showing the priority date November 2022. Why it is showing in the USCIS that?
Do you have a lawyer?
No, I'm so sorry, I don't
Yeah.
have a lawyer. I did all this by myself.
Have you heard about the visa bulletin?
Yeah, I checked the visa bulletin. Yeah, I checked the visa bulletin actually a few months ago. It was visa bulletin. So November 2021 or 2023 is not there, right? Still.
Yeah.
For
So
the
you gotta. It doesn't matter. You're a resident. It doesn't
yes,
matter.
sir.
Right here it says see notes. You're a resident sponsor. It says see
Yeah.
notes.
Mm-hmm.
The visa bulletin is what tells you the next step. Yes, obviously it would be great if the petition could be approved, but the priority date is slow on the F2A category among all the other F categories. Okay, so
Mm-hmm.
they right here where it says see notes. I can't screenshot everything because it's
Yeah,
too
sure. I
long.
know.
But underneath it says, and I've memorized it, I paraphrase it, okay, for you guys, is that they won't give you the decision on the I-130 petition when the sponsor is a resident for a or any family preference really until the priority date shows up on the bulletin. This is new. They changed this in September 2023. Okay.
Okay.
All right. So I know it's very frustrating, but if you have
Yeah.
for anyone that has questions like this, it's honestly better to schedule a strategy session because this one will tell you or ask you first. Are you eligible to apply to become a US citizen?
Next year I will be eligible. I checked online. Next
Yeah.
year, I think May, March, April, or May, I will be eligible. Next year, May. It'll
Okay.
be 4 years, 9 months. Yeah.
Yeah, perfect. 4 years, 9 months. And I'm sure you put that on your calendar, right? Because you don't want your wife, you want to make your wife happy. Don't delay one day to apply for that. Because this case that you file may not have any movement still by the time you're ready to apply for N400. So what we just discussed right here, you want to save your marriage, you tell her that you talked to John Ting on TikTok, that you talked about the game plan. Okay, I'm serious because you don't want your wife guessing like, hey, you taking care seriously? Have you talked to an immigration lawyer? Tap the screen if y'all appreciate that. Okay, you gotta save y'all's marriage. I'm not a marriage counselor. All right. Okay, Agni. Thanks. Gotta get to the next person. Follow for more.
Okay, thanks a lot.
Bye-bye. New York, New York. So hey, look, we are considering to expand. Look, I'm not going to spread myself thin and say like, oh, I'm going to be in all these different locations. But if there's a lot of interest in, let's say, in New York City or like, I was going to say LA, but I don't really want to go LA. Okay. If there's a lot of interest in other cities, we will put it on the map. We will put it in consideration. Okay. But right now, our main office is in Houston, Texas. All right. And even though we might not be in other cities, we can help you, even though we're physically in Houston, Texas. Okay. I saw a couple. Thank you, letter N. Thank you. Christy, yours says your waiting times changed from 8 months to 15 months around the presidential elections. Carly, I see you too. So here's the deal. This right here, sorry, on YouTube and Facebook, it's a little outdated. It's technically 17 months, okay? This is the most accurate. Whatever it shows on your My USCIS account is not accurate, okay? It makes it seem like it should be accurate for your specific case because, you log into your own credentials. You would think like, oh, that should be accurate. But it's not. Y'all are not the only ones that told me this. Even when I've called into the hotline for other reasons, right? I call in, so I just kind of throw in an extra question there because it takes a long time to get through the bot. I was like, hey, this thing on that my client's telling me about this My USCIS expect a status decision X time. Like, what do you think about that? Is that true? And every agent I've talked to are like, they wish that was not that did not exist because they get a lot more phone calls because of that. So it's not accurate. So don't give yourself a hard time, especially when it says like 3 weeks to like 15 months, 18 months. You're like, what the hell did you do? You didn't do anything wrong. Okay. You didn't have to click a button. You didn't do anything wrong. Okay. I know it's very, very frustrating. Tony. Yeah. Thanks, Tony. I think Tony, you're in the Cali, right? Tony, you're in San Fran, maybe? I have decent memory. Yeah. Let's see here. Let me go back up. Musa, should you get married first before start to gather evidence, or can you start gathering evidence before getting married? Musa, to save your relationship, you probably want to. Let's make sure, Musa, did you propose first? Let's make sure you get that proposal done. Okay. Assuming that's already done, then yeah, generally get married first because when you get married first, then you can, you can put together evidence before you got married, but getting married first is better in the sense that, in terms of prioritizing time, because really you can gather evidence throughout the time. Okay. Get married first, because by the time by the time some of y'all collect all the evidence possible, it had been like 2 years. Okay, some people have been waiting 10 years. So I'm gonna tell you this: get married first, assuming you proposed already. Okay. Good luck with all that. Rastastic quadruple floors. What is the benefit of a governor pardon in immigration? It's not in immigration. It's more about like the state crime. That will be helpful. Yes, if somehow you get a pardon from your state governor because of a past crime, that is really the best way. Because if you sign a plea bargain and thinking, oh, like probation ended, you got case dismissed, that's still on your record for immigration purposes. The best thing to do is get it straight dismissed, meaning you did not have to sign a plea deal, or you get a pardon from the government, which is very difficult to get. It's possible, but very difficult. Let's see. All right, now, Carly, you did your okay. With this comment, then I'll get the next person live. Thanks for your. And by the way, if you're waiting on the guest list, please share the live channel so you can get an idea who's next. You did your interview N400 on April 1st. On April 2nd, you got canceled oath. Okay, should you be worried? I mean, not necessarily. Sometimes they reschedule people just because of the sheer number of people who are part of that oath ceremony. But I did go to one recently, and I went to that one. They hired us because it was, they actually did everything themselves. More power to them. They did everything they could. They did correctly. In fact, I don't think they did anything wrong. But that person got scheduled for oath ceremony. Of course, passed all the tests, whatnot. Then got descheduled, so canceled. And usually, when that happens, maybe a week or two, that you'll get a new notice or online reschedule the oath ceremony. But this person didn't get that until like a year later. And I can't share all the facts here, but this is essentially one of those rare situations that y'all probably have not heard about. But yes, if the government wants to investigate your connections, they will try to use your immigration case as like a way to get information from you, to leverage you. Okay, so hopefully, Carly, that's not your situation. But if you know anyone that's in a situation where, especially if they um, are from a country that's probably on one of those proposed travel ban list, and they get descheduled from the interview or oath ceremony, yeah, you might want to consult a lawyer because they're trying to gather information. Um, Lovely creations. Your son's green card is a typo from USCIS and gender. What can you do? USCIS inquiry box, uscis.gov. Go to tools and resources. Maybe I should make a video about that. Let me write that down too. To correct an error. Correct USCIS error. Okay, I got a long list of videos to record for y'all. In between my time managing a law firm and helping y'all on cases. Ta NIA, you have a silent appeal pending and you have a yearly check-in. Will you be detained? I have no idea. Some people have been detained, some people not. Some people that I thought could have been detained were not detained. So it's just it is nerve-wracking, to be honest, for everyone, including immigration attorneys, especially when y'all ask, like, is it safe to travel? Like, we don't know. I can just give you tips, but I don't truly know. Tony, thanks for asking. We actually already had it. We already had spring break. I know, like, East Coast and West Coast does like school differently timing wise, but yeah, we went to Lisbon. It was good. The only difficult thing about Lisbon, in my opinion, thus far, is that, and I know I'm very fortunate to be able to travel with my family. So don't, I'm not complaining. Just the most difficult thing was in Lisbon, there's a lot of hills and downhill. and cobblestone. So that was a bit difficult. It was like a freaking Olympics for a parent. All right, let me see. If you found any of my information helpful, please tap the screen. Let's get okay on deck on TikToks. Just so you know, I see y'all. M, the cleaning lady, Nick, and then Sanam or Sanam. Yeah, I think so. And then Murti after that. What about you, Tony? What's up,
Hi,
cleaning the cleaning
I'm
lady? Are you cleaning
yes,
right
hello.
now? Do you have time?
Yes,
Okay,
I'm sorry, my daughter is here.
that's okay.
So, I have a question, few questions. Thank you for accepting me, though. Hi.
Sure.
Mommy is talking to the lawyer. Okay. Oh, she's 2 years old, so
That's okay.
okay. Bear with me.
Yeah.
I have a question. I have a J1 visa that I overstay, but before the J1 visa is done, I got married. I found a partner here and he's willing to marry me, so we get married before my visa is done. And then I have a no objection in the Philippines and they denied it. So I know I applied it again for exceptional hardship waiver
Yes.
and they're still ongoing. It says on August we will know the result, but before that we can't call anything
Okay.
about my paper, what's going on. So my question is, if that's get denied, if things get worse, what is our next option?
There's another one that's based on like fear of persecution, similar to asylum. So that's a possibility, but probably difficult from the Philippines. There might not be facts about that. So, did they give you any kind of reason that they didn't approve the no objection request?
Yeah, they said because of my visa, they changed the all these reasons. The marriage is not applicable anymore to approve my waiver, my no objection letter.
Okay, that doesn't sound right. So that's what I recommend. Okay, cleaning lady, is that you go to my where it says green card guys.
Okay.
It's go to my link, the link, and then schedule a strategy session with us. Okay, or a pre-qualified session, and share
Okay.
up if you can upload that information to our system or email it to us later. Okay.
All right.
But that because that reasoning does not sound correct. I'm not saying you're lying. It's just that it's better if we review it. Okay.
Yeah.
Alrighty.
I also have a lawyer though. I have
Oh,
attorney.
okay.
Yeah, I have
Well, what did-
immigration lawyer.
Then
I
what'd
have-
your attorney say?
He just suggests that it's better for us to do a next move, which is this exceptional waiver. So we did everything
Uh-huh.
and then still waiting for
Yeah.
the
Okay.
approval.
Yeah, it's okay. I take note. Like if a client, one of our clients, wants like a second opinion, we actually encourage that. So, um,
Yeah.
because we don't want people to think like there's not another option without,
I know.
you know what I
That's
mean?
what I was saying.
So
That
it
I
just
want
because the
another
reasoning you
option.
gave doesn't sound right. Something seems a little
Yeah.
off. I'm not saying that your attorney did anything wrong. It's just so we can take a look at that denial or rejection. Okay.
Yeah. So this is what happened
It
because
does
of
happen. Yeah.
yeah. So this is what happened because of that time frame has a COVID-19 and there's a lot of lockdown. So that 1 year that's supposed to be we are supposed to uh apply for the no objection in the Philippines, but everything's the office are locked down, so we wait until they open.
Yeah.
When they open, 1 month after they open, we sent our application, and after 2 months, they told me that I got denied first thing they ask for lots of paper, lots of um requirements still, because
Mhm.
in between on that they change all the requirements that we have.
Okay.
So by the time I was gonna send all these requirements that they asked, they already canceled. They already denied my application.
Yeah. So that's why you had to overstay.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's okay. We're not here to judge. We're here to listen. So it is what it is now. Now we got to move on to see about this, the reason for the no objection, um, and take a look for you. Okay.
Yeah. Thank you.
Okay. Thank you,
Yeah,
Queen
that's all.
Lady. Good
Thank
luck to
you.
you. Good luck with the 2-year-old.
Yeah.
See ya. That's tough. That's really tough. I got 2 little kids also, so I feel you. I understand, especially when working. That is tough. All right. I try my best to save y'all 3 digits here on the live show. I'm not going to be able to answer everyone's question. Okay. I got to go to another meeting. Very soon. So let me tell my team member to give me some time. Okay. Hopefully they don't get mad at me. Okay. So let me go back up here. Chance, if you're still on, my bad. Didn't get to answer your question earlier. Your appointment with ICE is in May due to 220, I-220. Okay, that's the order of supervision. Or I'm sorry, is that the stay removal last application? Let's check. No, 220 I think is a order. Yeah, order of release recognizance. Okay. Oh yeah, order of supervision. Okay. And you have an application for U visa since 23. You also have letters of endorsement from chief police stating for importance of presence in the country. You also have cancellation removal. You need to renew it soon. Renew? Do you mean the work permit? Renew the work permit for that? Because you don't necessarily renew the cancellation removal application. How likely are you getting removed from USA based on what I've seen so far? I can't tell you. I don't know the answer to that. I don't know the answer because I did see someone here on the Green Card Guys community recommended me to look at, I think it was Reddit. There was I don't know why it does that. There was a leaked memo about ICE not share. I mean, ICE saying that everyone is basically able to be removed from the country. So that is a possibility. They don't necessarily have to look at your. They don't have to look at your U visa application pending as a reason to keep you here in America. But that doesn't mean that they won't keep you here. Okay, it just means that they have discretion. Okay. Okay, on TikTok. I don't know why it's doing that. So something's funky going on my screen here. Chuck D, as I'm trying to put my finger on this. Okay, there we go. All right, Nick. I think Nick is next, and then Sanam or Sinam. What's going on, Nick?
Hi, good morning.
How can I help you?
I just want to say you're doing an excellent job, John Ting.
I'm
Thank
trying. Thank
for
you.
coming on to answer our
Sure.
questions because you didn't have to do this.
Happy to help.
Well, I am currently doing a marriage-based petition. I just wanted to know your take on this. I sent in the forms. However, the lawyer reviewed,
Mhm.
but I know I left out the part that's asked about my dad. She asked me if I didn't have any information on him. I don't know my dad.
Okay.
Anyways, I sent her a name that my mom gave. So I think she noted, she added that name to the form.
Mhm.
Is that going to be a problem? Because I didn't grow with my dad. I don't know his name. I can only use the name that I got from her. I got his last name for sure because my last name is different from my mom's, so I got his name.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, there's some times where we have clients that have that kind of similar situation. We just put unknown, but now that a name is on the form, and just take a look. Ask your lawyer if you can get a copy of what she filed. You know, we always provide a shared Dropbox, so they can verify. But if she put it in because you shared with her, then worst case scenario, when you get to interview, and of course when you have the preparation interview meeting with your lawyer, uh, maybe update them that you're not for sure if that's a name, but that's what you were given by your mom, right?
Right.
So I don't think that will come up. That shouldn't be a reason for you officer to deny you. But if they, because I don't think they'll verify that. The way they could check is like, oh, how come your father's name's on the birth certificate? I mean, say my mom, assuming this is true, my mom told me, as far as I understand, he just wasn't there at the birth. So that's why his name's on my birth certificate.
Okay.
At least that's how it's done in
Oh,
America. You have to be there to sign to be on the birth certificate, typically, as
well,
default.
yeah. Well, he wasn't there.
Yeah. So
He wasn't
that's
there. It's not on the birth certificate either.
yeah, exactly. So that's okay. So that's my quick answer, as in a scenario to say what to say. Mhm.
Okay,
Just an
really, I really
example.
do appreciate it.
Sure. Okay, Nick. Good luck
Thank
to
you.
you.
Bye bye.
Bye. And y'all, even if you have another lawyer, okay, doesn't hurt to follow, okay, because you never know when you might. Now, look, there's a lot of great lawyers out there that I know, a lot of great immigration lawyers. So, but sometimes you need that second, third opinion. You just never know, and that's a great thing about these platforms. Because again, I try my best to save you all those 3 digits, because truly, some of your questions are quick for me to answer. Um, Holy smokes! TikTok said I've been on for 90 minutes. 90 minutes. Okay, let's get the next person on. So I will be coming to a close soon. I know we got Sanam, letter N, and Destin. Those are the final three guests for today. Oops, I was too slow for Sanam. Oh, let me try to invite her back if she's on. Sometimes that happens. Okay, there we go. It's processing. What's going on? Did I say your name correctly?
Hi.
Hi.
Yes.
Yes. How can I help?
Thank you so much for taking my question.
Sure.
Okay, so my question is, can a person on F1 student visa
Oh.
their perm certification?
Sorry, it cut off right after you said student visa. What was after that?
Okay, so my question is, if a person is on student visa and they have simultaneously 2 cases going on and they have C8 EAD card as well, can they work on that EAD card without affecting their perm certification?
That's more for a strategy session, but yeah, you would be. Is it you have the C8 or C9?
Yes, C8.
C8. What category is that for? Cancellation?
Asylum,
Oh,
pending
asylum.
asylum.
Oh, that's a tough one. Yeah, because you're limited number of hours as student visa, so you can work. I would just limit the hours that you're working. Mhm.
But these are two different cases. Like C8 is a different EAD and student status is different. And I'm the derivative on the C8, not the main applicant. So because labor is also going on simultaneously. So
You
I
have
was
a
like
third one
unsure
going
what to do.
too?
Yes, the labor
Wow.
certification.
Good for you. Okay. Well, I would just follow the one that has the most restriction, and that'd be the F1 student visa.
Okay, and what if they get OPT and get a EAD through OPT? Can they go back to C8 after that expires? Or will it be a problem as well, since they're now not issuing EAD cards anymore for asylum?
So, I mean, as long as it's still valid, then you can do that.
Because somebody told me if you get the OPT, then the C8 EAD will automatically be cancelled. And you have two EADs?
As far as I know, I don't know. I don't know about something getting canceled because you have two.
Okay.
All right. I don't know. I haven't. USCIS has not, in my understanding, sent a memo saying that if you have two, I mean, it kind of makes sense, right? If you have one and if you have a second one, it makes sense that the prior one gets canceled. But I haven't seen a memo about that.
Okay.
Okay.
So you think that will create a problem later on in the labor certification or adjustment?
I don't know.
You
gotta talk to have a strategy session for that. That's more in depth. Because I thought you had two situations. I got three, right? So, and I also can't predict the future. That's kind of like that. Am I safe to travel kind of question? I can't predict the future. So that's really like what we call in law school hypothetical. So, and that we charge 4 digits for hypotheticals. That's like a memo, right? So yeah, because you know what? Because you would use that information when I say here in the future, right? So that's why it's a 4-digit kind of charge. So sorry, can't answer that. Last question. Okay. Good luck.
I can book a strategy session.
Yeah,
That's
no problem.
issue.
No problem.
Yeah,
But
thank you
if
so
that's
much.
like far
Thank you.
out, like you might as well just wait. You know what I mean? Just depends on you.
Yeah.
All right.
Okay.
But save my
Yes,
information.
perfect.
Thank you. Bye bye.
Thank you. Bye.
All right. Let's see. We're wrapping up very soon. Yeah, that's right, Tony. It always slides right in. One more question. I try to be patient. But look, I mean, I some days I can't go live every day because meetings and whatnot. But go ahead if you haven't done it already. See, I'm already losing my voice. If you haven't done it already on TikTok, up here or down there, I believe, go ahead and click follow and click the bell for notification. If you're on Facebook, YouTube, click down or Facebook, Facebook, YouTube, click down there to follow and subscribe. And y'all can connect with me on LinkedIn. Can y'all do that for me? Can y'all connect with me on LinkedIn, please? I'm trying to get a couple more over there. And also, in reality, it's because my team is trying to put together, along with myself, to put together a what do you call that? A LinkedIn newsletter. So we're a little slow on that, but we'll get to it, okay? Because especially about this platform, I don't know how long I'm going to be on this one. Okay, I think I got one more person I can answer. Letter N.
Hello.
Hello, letter N. How can I help you?
Hi dear. Good afternoon, and I appreciate you answering my. When you add me on.
Thank you.
I always admire you on this app. You did a good job. You're doing a great job. God bless you.
Thank you so much.
As I sent a message already previously to you.
Okay.
And you answer my question, but the thing is that my citizen child sponsor me and my husband since 2023 August, and my husband received his green card. We were approved first for the work permit and the I-131, which is the advanced parole. And before we got the green card, we traveled in March of 2024. And we traveled then my husband got his green card. We traveled again in June. Then he got his green card in September 2024. And I didn't receive mine as yet. My question is, can I travel with that I-131 again to my country?
You got the green card though?
No, my husband.
Your husband got the green card. Yeah, then
Yes.
you would still travel. What did it say in your status online? That it was approved for you or not yet?
No, not yet. Mine is not approved.
Okay.
My husband got his letter.
Good.
Both applications went in together.
Yeah, that's right.
He got his green card since 2024, September.
Then you want to go
didn't
ahead
receive mine
because
yet.
especially because you have not been approved, then you want to go ahead and just use that advanced parole as long as it's still valid. Not
Yes,
expired.
it says on the card, the I-512, and both the combo card, like with the work permit and the advanced parole. It's on one card,
Okay.
right?
Yep.
And
You can still travel with that.
so I can travel because I know when I travel I travel 4 times already because I didn't went to my country for such a long time.
Right. That's
And
understandable.
when I travel, they usually take me in CBP or what you call it. They take me into a room and they just ask me who sponsored me. I said my citizen son,
Hmm.
and then they check it on the computer, I guess, and then they said, okay, you're free to go. But now with what's going on, I'm so scared,
Mm-hmm.
and I want to go for a family wedding in my country.
Mm. Yeah, I would bring a copy of the petition, or the 485 receipt notice.
Hmm.
Did you
Yeah.
have an interview also?
No, I never. My husband didn't get the interview. I didn't. They didn't send me anything
Oh, good. It went straight to approval.
else yet.
Was that, if you don't mind me asking, was that during when Trump was president or before Trump?
Before Trump, the
Mhm.
advance parole was in
I'm sorry about
last
the
year.
approval for your husband's approval.
Oh, the
485.
husband approval.
Uh-huh.
It was in September of 2024.
That's right. Okay. Yeah. So, yeah, most cases, there's a couple people on TikTok have been sharing with us in the comment section that some people have been approved without interview during this year when it was Trump, but most people
Oh.
do require interview. So
Um,
hopefully you get
but
one
the thing
without
is
interview.
so funny. Like, how come he got his green card? The two
don't know.
application went in together.
I know.
And you know what? I have a lawyer in New York here.
Uh-huh.
This guy is in the city. And you call them. You know how when I call them for my stuff, like they said, okay, that how they can inquire about. One time they said they can inquire, then another time you call again. These girls you have working there, they said, oh, you're not allowed to inquire at this time. And
Yeah, too
blah, blah,
early.
blah.
I know it's
But
frustrating.
I mean, the thing is that I'm saying one application, one person get through, and the
Uh-huh.
other one didn't. How come?
I don't know. They don't have their stuff together, basically. Okay.
Because when I check online, I have the website where I have my personal
Yeah, just
thing
keep
up there. I
checking,
can check
okay?
my.
Yeah.
I was checking the cases all the time, and it was saying so much month. Then it went down to 2 weeks. Then my husband get his
Oh,
on
so
that
yeah,
month.
don't check
And-
your my USCIS status. I tell everyone every day that's not accurate. Just if you want to check
Because-
anything, just check the processing times, your case, like your actual just case status with your receipt number, your 485 receipt number. Okay?
I was.
All right.
Can you check it for me if you don't mind it?
You have a lawyer, so you should let your lawyer do that
Oh.
part, To be honest, like I have
Okay.
very limited time, so if I'm gonna do something, it's
Alright.
gonna be for a client. I'm happy to share information, does it if that makes sense. So
Yeah.
but thank you so much.
So I can travel with that advance parole.
Long story short, you're supposed to be allowed to travel. You haven't even been approved, and you still, as long as your advance parole is still valid for a future
I
date.
think it's valid for 5 years or something like that.
Yeah, it's probably less than
5
5
or
years
10
by now,
years,
but
yeah.
yeah. All right, thanks, letter N. Thanks for
Yes,
coming
thank
back
you.
on. All right, take care.
Yeah, bye-bye. Thanks.
All right. Let's get, I think it's Destin, and then that's it. I'm sorry. I know there's a few more people on that want to join. Let's get Destin in, then I can hop off. My team member's pissed at me right now. What's going on,
Hi.
Destin?
My name is Destin.
Yes, sir.
My question is I have an interview like 2 weeks ago,
Okay.
so I don't see nothing to change in my case.
A week ago. Yeah, that's pretty soon. You're not gonna get it that quick. I mean, some people get it like in 2 days, 1 week, 2 weeks, but just check at least once a week on the online USCIS. Check there, okay?
Okay, thank you so much.
Okay. When did you file your case? Which month and year?
It's like 2003.
23?
No,
23?
2023. Yeah.
Okay. I mean, if it gets to more, so it sounds like it's been probably more than 15 months by now, but you just had the interview last week. So if it gets to like about 3 months after the interview, 2 to 3 months, definitely contact my office. So save our information. Okay. But hopefully y'all don't need us for the mandamus lawsuit. Okay. Hopefully get the decision sooner than later. All right.
Okay.
Okay. Good luck to you.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
All right.
Thanks for everyone's patience. I really, really appreciate it. I've been on for almost 2 hours. I do need to go to my team meeting. I pushed that back so I can answer y'all's questions. So I know there's a few more people out there. Please, if you haven't done it already, especially for those that have a pending case, thinking of sponsor, or you were waiting on as a guest here, I apologize. I do got to get to the next obligation here. So I'm sorry, not obligation. I need to have a meeting with my team, but it is important. So click on follow wherever you see it. Wish you all the best. Peace.